So my boyfriend Jake and I had been dating for about 8 months, and his birthday was coming up. I wanted to get him something really special because things had been going so well between us. I spent weeks thinking about what to get him, and I finally decided on this vintage leather jacket I found at this little boutique downtown. It was expensive, like $300, which was basically my entire paycheck from my part-time job at the coffee shop. But he'd mentioned wanting a leather jacket so many times, and this one was perfect. It was brown leather, not too shiny, kind of worn and just right. The store owner even told me it was from the 70s. I was so excited to give it to him. I wrapped it in this nice box with a bow and everything. His birthday fell on a Saturday, so I planned this whole day for us. I made breakfast, his favorite blueberry pancakes, and we went to this hiking trail he'd been wanting to check out. Everything was going perfectly until we got back to his apartment and I gave him the gift. He opened it and his face just lit up. He put it on immediately and was looking at himself in the mirror, telling me how much he loved it. I was feeling so proud of myself for picking out something he actually liked. But then his roommate Marcus came home with a couple of friends, and they all started complimenting the jacket. One of them asked where he got it, and Jake pointed to me and said I bought it for him. That's when this guy Trevor, who I'd met a few times before, made this weird comment about how I must have good taste since I'd been around the block a few times. I felt my stomach drop, but I tried to laugh it off. Trevor kept going though, making these comments about how girls with experience always know what guys want. I could feel my face getting hot, but I didn't want to cause a scene. Then Jake, instead of telling his friend to shut up, actually laughed and said, "Yeah, she definitely knows her way around." Everyone started laughing, and Trevor was like, "Bet she knows a lot about leather jackets from all the bikers she's dated." I just stood there frozen because Jake knew about my past. When we first started dating, I'd been completely honest with him about the fact that I'd had more relationships than him. I'd dated maybe 6 guys before him, which isn't even that many, but Jake had only had one serious girlfriend before me. I told him because I wanted to be honest, and he said it didn't matter to him. But now he was sitting there in the jacket I bought him, letting his friends make jokes about it. The worst part was when Marcus said something about how the jacket was probably picked out based on professional experience, and Jake didn't say anything. He just kept smiling. I waited for him to defend me, to tell them to stop, anything, but he just sat there. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I walked over to him and said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" We went to his room, and I asked him why he didn't say anything when they were making those comments about me. He actually had the nerve to tell me I was being too sensitive and that it was just guy talk. He said I shouldn't have told him about my past if I didn't want him to mention it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I told him that wasn't the point. The point was that he was supposed to have my back, not join in on making fun of me. That's when he said the thing that made me see red. He goes, "Look, it's not like they're wrong. You do have more experience than most girls our age. Maybe if you didn't want people commenting on it, you should have thought about that before being so colorful. Like my past relationships were some kind of rainbow of shame." I just stared at him for a minute and then I said, "Take off the jacket." He looked confused and asked why. I said, "Because I'm returning it. Take it off right now." He started backtracking, saying he didn't mean it like that, but I was done. I made him take off the jacket, folded it back up in the box, and walked out. His friends were still in the living room and they all went quiet when they saw me carrying the box. I'm pretty sure they heard us arguing. I drove straight back to the boutique and thankfully they had a good return policy. The store owner remembered me and asked if there was something wrong with the jacket. I just told her it wasn't the right fit. When I got home, Jake had texted me like 15 times, saying he was sorry and that he didn't mean it, but the damage was already done. He called me later that night and I let it go to voicemail.